Hi everyone, good evening. How are you all? Clearly audible to all of you. Okay, great. Guys, do you have any question from the previous session? If you have, kindly put it in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll start with today's class. Okay, so I cannot see any question. Okay, I'm starting with the class. Give me 1 minute. I'll just open PPT. Okay, guys, I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible? Okay. What about others? Can you see my screen? Please confirm. Okay, perfect. So, guys, like I hope you remember in the last class we were discussing about object-oriented programming, and we have discussed about how we can create class, how we can create objects, what are attributes, what are methods. Along with that, we have also seen what is a constructor and different types of constructor. In today's session, we will be learning about four pillars of object-oriented programming, and those are encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. So first, we'll start with encapsulation. Let's see what is an encapsulation. Okay. So encapsulation is nothing but hiding or restricting access to the sensitive data, or you can say binding data, like binding attributes and methods together inside single unit. That is what encapsulation is. So we have also seen like how we create a class and what we do inside the class. So basically we are binding all the attributes and the methods of an object inside a single unit, which is a class. Okay, that's what a concept of encapsulation is. Now there is one more thing that we should do in encapsulation, and that is we should hide, we should restrict, we should put some kind of restriction on the access. Okay, so what we do is we make our attributes private so that no one can modify or update the value of the sensitive data, okay, or the sensitive variables. Example, real life example of this can be, consider there is a company. Now in a company you will be having different departments. For example, finance department will be there, sales department, HR department. Okay, now if a person from HR department needs some kind of data from, let's say, finance department, that person cannot access that particular data directly. Okay, a person from HR department cannot directly access any information, any data from the finance department. Okay, what they will have to do is they will have to contact one person from the finance department who will give them the access, or who will give them the data. Okay, that's what we do in encapsulation as well. We are creating a class, we are binding all the important attributes and methods inside that class, and we are putting the restriction on, like, where our variable will be accessible. Okay, is there any question till now? If no, we'll see practically how we implement encapsulation. Okay, I guess there are no questions. Okay, so yeah, can you guys see the compiler? Guys, is the compiler visible? Okay, thanks Saurav for confirming. So let's create one class, okay, and let's give name as bank, okay, curly braces, okay. Here, for now, I'm just creating like a variable count number, okay, that's it. I will create one constructor, so public, oh, uh, sorry, public bank count number, or let's say just a. This will initialize value of the account number variable. So I'll say account number is equal to A. Okay. For now, there is only one method inside this class, which is void. It is just displaying some data. Okay. I'll just copy this line. Okay. This is a class. What I did, I am putting all my variables, attributes, and the methods together inside this single unit. Half part of the encapsulation is done. Let's create object of this class. Oops, new bank. Okay. And let's pass 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can call v1 dot display Am I missing anything? What I did wrong over here? Guys, are you able to recognize it? Okay. Curly braces are proper. Yes, guys, anyone is able to recognize what I did wrong over here? Let's try it. Oh, okay, okay. I forgot to mention data type. Okay. So, okay, instead of hello world, I will just print this account number. Okay. Now, for now, guys, see if I do something like this b1 dot account number and I'll update it some with some other number. Account number is very sensitive data. I was able to access this outside my class and I did the modification. And let's call the display method again. Okay. And see, it was updated. Now we should not allow this thing. Okay. Like the sensitive data cannot be directly accessible outside the class. So what we do, we will make these attributes private. Okay. All our attributes private. When we make the attributes private, meaning of this is now this account number is not at all accessible outside the class. Okay. So see, this time I got an error. Okay. And the error says account number has private access. Okay. So this is the next step we do in encapsulation. We make all our attributes private. Now, let's say after that you want to modify something. Okay, a person from the bank or like from that particular department itself wants to do some modification. Then how we can do that is by using getter setter methods. All your attributes which are private, you should provide getter setter methods to all such attributes. So get method will be used for accessing the value. So let's say, and those methods will be public. Okay, so public, this is a get method, it will give us something. So I'm mentioning return time int and get account number. It will simply return this account number. You should also provide setter method in order to update or in order to modify the information. So this will be a void method set account number. It will take one parameter. Okay, the value which you want to update, and you will simply say account number is equal to this semicolon. Okay. So now, if you want to access the value of this, you should use get method. If you want to update the value, you should use the setter method. Okay. Now, like that, if you are having like more such private attributes, you should provide separate getter setter methods to all such attributes. So instead of this, I will this time say b1 dot state account number, let's say something. So I should do this. I should not directly access. I should not directly give access to the sensitive data. Is it clear, guys? I hope the screen is properly visible. Okay, so guys, if there is no question, kindly create a class. You can take the same example, a bank class, and create at least two attributes, account number and account name. Both should be private, and you should provide getter setter methods to both the attributes. Once you are done, just put D in the chat box. Guys, shall I move on to next point, or you need some more time? I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, I'm moving on. Now we will talk about data abstraction. Okay, what is abstraction? Abstraction is the process of hiding certain details. So basically, the irrelevant data or unnecessary information from the user. So basically, abstraction is nothing but in simple words. You know what that function will do, but you don't know how it is doing it. Okay. If you take an example of uh, Instagram, okay, let's say you want to share some reel with your friend, you directly click on the share button because you know that's the button which will be doing that task. Okay, so here you are aware of what that share button will be doing, but you don't know the process behind it. Okay, what is the mechanism going on? That's what abstraction is, hiding the unnecessary details from the user and showing only the essential information. Now, how we can achieve abstraction is we use concept of abstract classes, or we can also use interface, and we use abstract methods. Okay, today we will just talk about abstract classes and abstract methods. Okay, let's see it practically. So, in order to, okay, first of all, what is an abstract class? Abstract class is a class which has one or more abstract methods. Okay, so in order to understand it, you should also be aware of what is abstract method. Abstract method is a method without implementation. Okay, so basically you will declare a method, but you will not give any kind of implementation. Method body you will not provide. That is what an abstract method is. So, okay, let's create a class called, let's say, shape. Or okay, we'll take a simple example, animal. Okay. Inside this animal, I'm creating the abstract method. So when you don't want to provide any function body, you will have to use this abstract keyword. And then like provide, let's say public void display. This is the method. So when you make your method abstract, you don't have to provide the function body. We have just declared this method. What is the next step? When you have one abstract method in your class, you will have to make that class as abstract. So again, you will use abstract keyword over here. Okay. So a abstract class is a class which contains one or more abstract method. Abstract method is a method without implementation. Clear till now, guys? Guys, is it clear? Any question till now? Oh, I guess this should be. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. The access specifier should be before. Yeah. Okay. So if there is no question, uh, the next part of this we will see once we are aware about what is inheritance. Okay. For now, just remember one thing: your abstract method needs to be implemented in the child classes. Next point, you cannot create object of this abstract class. Okay, so let's see I'm saying okay, so see, I tried to create object of this abstract class and it resulted in an error. Animal is abstract, cannot be instantiated. So this indicates that you cannot create an object of an abstract class. Okay. Second point was abstract methods needs to be implemented in the subclasses or the child classes. So in order to see how we can implement this method is, so before that we should understand what is inheritance. So shall I move on to inheritance? Okay, I'm moving on to inheritance. So this is the next pillar in object-oriented programming. In inheritance, what we have is we have subclass and superclass concept. We can also call it as parent class, child class, or you can also call it as base class and derived class. So basically, a child can access all the child can access all non-private members of the parent class. Okay, all non-private members of the parent class. Real life example is you and your parents. Okay, so let's say there are a lot of attributes which will be inherited by you from your parents. So for example, if your parent has anger issues, it is possible that you also inherited that particular attribute in you. If your parent is of calm nature, it is possible that you have inherited that particular attribute. Okay, so basically you are accessing the attributes of your parents. Along with that, you will also have your own set of attributes. Okay, same concept is our inheritance. So let's see how we can okay, how we can create parent class and child class. For now I am commenting this. Let's say I'm creating a class called person. Okay, in this, I have only, let's say, two attributes, which will be private. Okay, no, I'll not make it as private for now. Public string name and public int age. Let's create a constructor. And I'll say name equal to name, age is equal to age. Okay. Uh, this class also has one method, which is simply displaying these details. Okay. That's it. Now, I want to create a class called student, okay, which will be child of this class. So how to do that is simply we will create a class with name student, then write extends keyword and your parent class name. Parent class is also called as base class or super class. Student, the child class is also called as derived class or subclass. Okay, these are different names. So student extends person. It means now you can access all the non-private members from this class. Okay. So let's say this student will also have name and age. Along with that, let's take one extra attribute, which will be a roll number. Let's define a constructor for this student. So name will be student and it will take a roll number as well. Now guys, what I told you is you can access all the non-private members of this person class. Meaning of this is you can also access the constructor of this class. Okay, now how you call the constructor of parent class is use this super. Okay, and pass it is taking name and age. So using this super method you can call constructor of your parent class, and the extra attribute we will initialize in this constructor itself. For now, this is it in the child class. Okay. Next, what we will do, we will create object of this child class. So let's create it. And it is taking name, Leo, age is 15, and roll number is like, let's say 6. Now let's try to access this display method, okay, using object of this child class. You can see I will be able to access this method, which is present in the parent class of student. Let's run it. What happened? Did I miss anything? Okay, guys, give me a minute. I'm just checking the issue. What happened? What went wrong? Okay, let me try with this keyword. Okay, yeah. So guys, you can see over here, I'm getting Leo and 15. So I was able to access this display method, which is present inside the parent class. And I accessed it with the help of the child object. So this is what inheritance is. And the super method, as I told you, this is used to call constructor of your parent class. And you should pass all the arguments that this particular constructor is taking. So with this, your task is you have to create a class person and create a child class employee, which will have name, age, and salary. And person class will have attributes name and age. And try to implement the concept of inheritance. Guys, once you're done, please mention D in the chat box so that we can start with the next topic. Okay, great. So now next we will discuss this particular thing. Okay. I told you that the abstract methods needs to be implemented in the child classes. Okay. So let's take an example that I'm creating a class which is child of this animal. Let's say lion or let's say tiger. Extends animal. Okay. For now, I'm just creating a random thing. So let's say tiger will have name. Create a constructor of tiger. Okay. And okay, as usual, we'll create object of this tiger class even equal to new tiger. Let's pass the name Jimmy. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so you can see I got an error and it says tiger is not abstract and it does not override the abstract method display in animal. So why it happened? Because I told you that this abstract method needs to be implemented in the child class. Okay, if you're not doing it, you will have to make this class as abstract. Okay, otherwise implement the method. Okay, so let's implement this method public void display. For now I'll just print the name of the tiger. Stop name and let's run it. Okay, so now you can see I'm not getting an error. Let's call that display method as well. Even dot this. Okay, so your abstract method should be implemented in the child classes, all the child classes. Now, when I say all the child classes, here comes the concept of types of inheritance. So there are different types of inheritance. The one we have seen is single inheritance. It means one parent and one child. Then there is multiple inheritance. Okay, multiple inheritance means two parent and one child. Now in Java, multiple inheritance is not possible using classes. You can implement multiple inheritance using interfaces. Okay, now why that is not possible, you can explore it. There is a there is something called diamond problem which occurs when you try to implement multiple inheritance. The next type of inheritance is multi-level. Okay, multi-level means a parent will have child will also have its own child, just like grandparent, parent and you. That is multi-level inheritance. And next is hierarchical inheritance. Okay, so in that you can consider one parent is there and more than one child. Okay, so these are few types of inheritance. You can explore all these things, out of which multiple inheritance is very important. Okay, because that is not supported in Java. So this is very important question. So you should know why it is not supported and is it possible to implement it. Okay, so it is possible to implement the multiple inheritance but using interfaces. So for now, is there any question, guys? Moving on to the next point, the last pillar of object oriented programming, and that is polymorphism. So what is a polymorphism? Polymorphism means, so poly means many, okay, and morph means form. So one name having many forms. The example, the best example of this is you. Okay, you are a single person, a single entity, which will behave differently at different places. For example, at home, you will be behaving as a child. Like at, let's say, school or college or in class, you are serving a role of a student. Okay, you are behaving as a student. So in different roles, you are having different forms at different places, and that's what polymorphism is. Now, there are two types of polymorphism. One is compile time, other one is runtime. In compile time polymorphism, we have method overloading. We also have operator overloading. Okay, but today we'll just discuss method overloading. In runtime polymorphism, we have method overriding. So let's first see what is method overloading. Okay, I'll first tell you what is method overriding. Okay, because we did it already. Method overriding means same name, okay, same number of parameters, but implementation is different at different places. So for example, let's say I'm having one more class called lion. Okay. And let's say this time it is saying I am a lion. I am a lion. And here it will say I am a tiger. So everything is same, right? Access modifier, the return type, method name, number of parameters, everything is same. But implementation of this method is different at different places. And that is what method overriding is. Even if you run it, what happened? Unclosed character literal. Oh, okay. I got it. There should be double quotes. Oh, okay. So method overriding means method name along with the signature is same. Okay, signature means the return type of the method and number of parameters. Everything is same. That is what method overriding is. Any question? Is it visible now? Okay, I'm explaining you again. So what is method overriding? This is runtime polymorphism. Method name is same along with the signature. Okay, signature means return type of the method and also the parameters of the method. Everything is same over here as well as over here, but the implementation is different at different places. That is what method overriding is. Is it clear now? So guys, if it's clear, I want you to create a class called shape. Okay, it will be a abstract class. It will have one abstract method called area. Create the child classes called square and circle, and you have to override that area method in both the classes. Once you're done, just put D in the chat box so that we can see the next example. Okay, great. So I am now moving on to next point. And next type of polymorphism is method overloading. Okay. So what is method overloading? For that, let's create another class. I'm just removing all these things. Don't want. Okay, so let's say there is a class called calculator, and in this I am creating a method public int which will return an integer. Name of the method is addition, and it is taking two integers num1 comma int num2. It will simply return addition of these two numbers. Okay. Now, what if you want addition of three numbers? Okay, in that case, you can create one more method. Okay, this time it will take three parameters, num3 plus num3. Okay, this is what method overloading is. Okay, same name but different signature and different implementation. Okay, same name, addition is there. Okay, what is signature? I told you either return type will be different, either number of parameters can be different. So here number of parameters are different. One more thing possible is the type of the data type of the parameters can be different. Okay, so any of this case it will be considered as method overloading. Okay, same name but different signature. And now let's call these methods. So I will create an object of this calculator. Let's call, okay, let's print, oops. C1 dot addition, and we'll pass two values, 5 comma 5. Here I will pass three values. Okay, so based on the number of parameters, it will call that respective method. This is what method overloading is. Same name, different signature. What is considered in signature? Either you can have different return type, or you can have different number of parameters. Okay, so here we have two parameters, here we have three parameters, or the data types of parameters can be different. Okay, any question in method overloading? So basically you can create one more method which will return a float, let's say public float addition. It will take float numbers and it will return addition of the decimal values. That will be also considered as overloading. Is there any doubt or any question? Guys, I hope I'm audible. Just 5 minutes, then you can go for dinner. You just have to perform the overloading task. Okay, create a class calculator. Only extra thing you will be doing is you should also create, you should overload this method one more time, and it should return a float data type. Okay, once you are done, just put done in the chat box. Uh, Others, can you see my screen? Because I am sharing it. Guys, is my screen visible? Can you please confirm? Okay. Okay, guys, so that was it from my side. If you have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will end this session. Yes, guys, is there any question?